Thank you for joining us for our first ever Dating or Gaming episode, co-starring Jamal Menzies. You guys have probably recognized him from TLC's hit 90 Day Fiancé, Pillow Talk, and 90 Day Single Life. I am now proud to have him join me for our new podcast, which is Dating or Gaming. We are going to exchange notebooks, these fun little things right here. And when we exchange them, we're going to go through a list of names that we've written in this book of nicknames that we've given the people we've gone on dates with or had romantic interactions with. So complete anonymity when it comes to the people, but we will tell the stories behind the dating experiences. And we're going to ask each other at the end, was that person dating me or gaming me? And then we'd love for you guys to tune in and let us know your thoughts about it.
I'm really scared about this, actually. The more that I think about it. If you think I'm talking about you, I'm not going to tell anyone who you are.
These days, you've been getting a lot of extra experience, I'd say. So
yeah, dating's been fun. Can't
fun.
you agree, Teddy? Yeah.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that when I get the text at 2 in the morning.
Come on. Don't do that to me.
Am I not supposed to say that? I mean, it's not the hookup text; it's the telling me the story. So now I get to wait for.
Yeah.
Now I get to wait
in
for
my
these.
book, though, it's girls I've dated in college, here, New York.
Oh yeah,
Virginia, all of them.
And I got years on you, buddy.
Dude, if someone got a hold of this book, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Burn book.
This is my 13th reason right here.
Oh my god. All right, well, handing it over.
Oh no.
Wait, should I go first or you go first? Which one?
I'll go first.
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Oh, right here. Let's see. Oh, there's some really good nicknames in here. I can't decide. I'm gonna go with. Tell me about Spaghetti E.
Spaghetti E.
What a name! Who
Yeah.
says Spaghetti E?
Well,
did she like spill spaghetti on herself?
No, it's a really good story, actually.
Okay.
All right. When I first met her, for one, I was so into her from like day one I saw her, but I never talked to her. She like walked past this bar called Sullivan's in Richmond, Virginia. Shout out Richmond, Virginia.
Wait, do you have a type?
Yeah.
You do. So she was like 100% your type.
Yeah, she was my type. Not gonna describe her.
Okay.
But yeah, model looking girl. Super into her. And so she came into the bar and I was like, I have to talk to you. I saw her friend. I said, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. She seemed very sweet in the beginning. So she was like, yeah, I'm going downtown. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go downtown too.
Time out. Was this pre-TLC?
Yeah.
This was pre-TLC.
This is just
Okay.
Jamal who
Just
went
Jamal.
to VCU.
Got it.
So I was so hyped, got her number, da da da. She hit me up. She was downtown. I didn't go. I was like, I'm gonna go to this party actually. Come through. She was like, oh, okay, great. It's right by my house. Go send her the address. So that night we hit it off. Started raining. I had to go find my car. She came with me to go find my car. We went around the whole block. It was literally.
She's in the rain with you.
She was in the rain with me, skipping in the rain.
Definitely one black girl.
It was romantic. She was black.
Wow.
She was black. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so she was black. All right. I should have knew things were going to be bad when I went into her house that night, and I go upstairs, go into her room. Room was crazy messy. Like you were
first day you met her.
Yeah, first night. Went into her house. Yeah.
No judging.
Don't judge me. I didn't judge her. I don't really judge girls who want to hang out with me the first night. I'm just like, you know what you want, cool.
Hang out with you.
Yeah, hang out. So I get into her room, dude. First thing I see, there's a cat. She has her litter box for her cat at the end of her bed. I was like, what's that smell? But I kept it to myself. But it was like, oh, this is the smell. We kept it cool. I liked her. She's like, I'm so sorry. My room's so messy. Da, da, da. I was like, cool, it's whatever. I sit in her bed. Sitting on her bed, dude. I look to my left. There is a bowl of spaghetti in her drawer. In her second drawer, it's a bowl of spaghetti. I was like, ugh, brother, like
Ew,
brother,
brother,
ugh,
brother.
why do you have this right
Ugh.
here? But I kept it to myself.
Jamal, I have an important question to ask. I
Huh,
need to interject. Do you know what they say about women who keep like messy spaces?
no. What do they say?
The hygiene probably isn't like good down. Is this where we're
Okay.
going?
Um,
Oh, okay.
I'm not okay. Anyway, so get into her room, look to my left. My brother, why is there a bowl of spaghetti here? Looks like it's been here for days. She's like, oh my
Was
gosh.
there maggots in
She
it?
said I forgot about it. I was like, oh, so you're just never
Oh
home? She was like,
no.
no, I was home all day. I didn't clean up, dealing with my cat, whatever.
You're pressing
So
him.
I was like, you know what? I'm in here already. I'm in the house. I've been into her, had a crush on her. Um,
You're like, I could
you
teach her how
know,
to clean.
I don't kiss and tell, but we had a good night. It was a lot of
And the
fun.
hygiene was okay.
Hygiene was swell.
Swell.
Yeah, good in that department. However,
Okay.
when I got up to go to the bathroom, I stepped in the litter box. I stepped in her
Oh,
litter box. And
ew.
I was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't even tell her. And I didn't have socks on. So I went to her bathroom and turned on her shower and I
I'm
cleaned my
so
foot
glad I
off.
didn't eat before this.
Luckily, she was sleeping. So she didn't know about that. Anyway, we hung out the next night too. Her room was clean. There was no
Do
more
you have
spaghetti.
any standards at all?
She was beautiful, man. And I was also in college. I was young and I didn't
Bro.
care. I lived in basically a frat house, so I really can't talk.
So much of this is making
Anyway,
sense.
we ended up dating for like probably a month
Did
after,
she
and
keep the litter box in her room?
litter box was there. Yeah.
You never said anything to her about it?
Nah, I mean, who am I to tell someone how they should live? And I was like, we just ended up hanging out at my house more. My house is a lot cleaner, a lot bigger. Um, no cats, so no litter box at the end of my bed. And I had hardwood. She had carpet, and I think the carpet was smelly.
You
Um,
cannot have a litter box where there's carpet because then when they get out, it gets stuck in the carpet and all the
yeah,
critical
dude, her
things.
bathroom also there was carpet in there. It was weird, but that's not her
Ooh.
fault.
No, obviously, but that's
Um,
like
so
not
anyway, dude, we're
hygiene.
dating the first couple weeks, perfect. We jumped in super fast. Also, keep in mind, I was like 21, 20 maybe. So, I learned from this. It's been like eight
Was that
years.
the day you lost your virginity?
No, I did not. That is a different story for a different day. Um, that girl, she's in my book too. Like
don't
mean.
don't give out
Oh, okay,
spoilers.
my bad. Anyway, so we date for like a month. Towards the end, it's starting getting a little weird. She is starting to show some true colors of a little Delulu. And at that time, me young, I was like, oh, it's best to get out early than like dealing with this long term. I really liked her, thought she was cool. Um, Basically, how we ended, uh, she had to leave her house, the spaghetti house, because there was mold in her bathroom
Oh,
because
gee, I wonder
because
why.
the carpet from the shower and like she'd get out the shower and there's mold that started happening. She didn't live by herself; she had roommates,
That's why you don't put
whatever.
carpet in the
Well,
bathroom.
she's not the fucking
Well,
architect.
I know it's not her, but like
Yeah.
any dummy.
But anyway, dude, they kicked her. So they put her in a hotel or whatever. And long story short, they thought they were going to move back. They basically foreclosed the place and was like, we need to do serious renovation. It's going to take like a year. So we're going to like post date your rent, like give you your money back and stuff, but you have to find somewhere else to live.
What?
She was so stressed out about it. She was like crying. But I'm like, you have all the money. Like you can just go find a place. We're in college, find your another roommate, whatever.
She didn't want to leave her spaghetti
Well, so
behind.
while she was in this hotel, her cat was staying in my place. Yes, because I'm a nice guy. But mind you, I only knew her for a fucking month. And I was like, oh, she's in a bad time. Like, I'm going to help
Where'd
her
you put
out.
the litter box?
Outside, way outside by like the front door. No, the back door. Sorry, because yeah, her
Like if
cat was
the cat
shitting.
would run away if you put it
Um,
outside, but
Funny,
okay.
actually, for me to backtrack, I lost her cat at one point. But dude, I lost her cat because it's a black cat, and I opened my door to my room, and it like storms out, and the front door's open. Took off, and she didn't know, but like I could not find that cat for almost like a whole day.
Oh my god.
But I didn't see her that day. She kept asking me how her cat was, and I was like, "Your cat's fine. It's right now."
I can see you doing that.
Ended up coming back, thank goodness. So she didn't know about that. But anyway, she just started kind of like freaking out about how she was gonna move all her stuff and like all that, and like was kind of, I don't want to put this out there too much, but she was starting to get into a really dark place mentally and like doing these weird episodes of like fuck this, fuck life, all this. Mind you, we know each other a month. I was like, oh no, sweetheart. So I reached out to one of her friends and was like, hey, I'm about to cut things off with Spaghetti E. But like she needs support right now and I just can't do it. Can you take this cat off of me? Um, and I told Spaghetti E like, hey, I think I need to work on myself right now. Da da da. Oh my gosh, but
The golden line.
there's a crazier part to this story. So I broke up with her, and she was kind of upset about it, but she understood like from what I told her, like, hey, I need to work on myself. Da da da. It's not you, it's me. Whatever. Um, she she I helped her move into her new place because she needed help, and we were already broken up. And I said, I got you. Helped her with her stuff. Went to her new place. We ended up, mind you, I'm 21. I didn't understand what this was gonna do to me,
Mm-hmm.
but she kind of told me she like loved me or whatever, and I was like,
After 1 month.
yeah, and I was like, well, I really care about you, and like I have your back, whatever. I get sick like 2 days later, and
You're always sick.
she wanted to hang out. I do get sick a
He's always
lot.
sick.
She got she tried to come to my house and surprise me like 5 days into me being sick, but I wasn't sick anymore. I just didn't want to hang out with her. So I was like, no, like I'm not feeling well, because she wasn't taking no
He
for,
pulled a Ferris Bueller.
bro, she was not taking no for an answer. So anyway, probably like a week later of us like not really like speaking, I meet someone else. And met at the club and we ended up going back to my place that same night. Spaghetti E's calling me, hey, how are you feeling? Like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm still at home, not feeling super well.
You answered the phone while the new
No, I
girl
was
was there.
texting. We were texting.
Oh.
I was like, not feeling super well. Dude, I shouldn't even say this shit. But so I have another girl in my house. Everyone knew my place. Like, I always had my back door unlocked. Spaghetti E knew that as well. Me and the other me and the
No.
other girl are hanging out at my house, and mind you, it's like 1 in the morning. Spaghetti E comes through the back door, and me and the girl are just in my room. We're not doing
Why did she
anything.
show up unannounced? That's like
She
weirdo
was
shit.
trying to be nice.
And surprise you
She brought
at 1 in the
chicken,
morning.
dude. She brought chicken noodle soup and some Gatorade.
Chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side.
Dude, literally, it was Pedialyte instead of soda. She opens my door, and I had double doors to my room. She opens one of them up. It felt like a movie. She said, Menzies, what the fuck? And I'm like,
Drop the soup everywhere.
I just look at the other girl shocked as if it's her house. I said, like, what is going on? And she said, you already have a girl here? I brought you soup. And I'm like, I don't really need any soup. I was like, I tried to flip him. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Of
Like, why did
course
you
you
show up to
did.
my house? But,
Toxic.
dude, why did you show up to my house?
Yeah, I would never go to a man's house unannounced, especially
Teddy,
at one
why
in the
did she
morning.
show up to my house? Anyway, so she shows up to my house. The girl who's there felt so bad for her. She was like, should I go? And Spaghetti's like, no, you can fucking stay, but just know we literally had sex like a week and a half ago, and I thought we were getting back together. And I was like, I never said that. I never said we were getting back together. And she was like, fuck you, this, that, and the third, slams my door. It's a glass door, starts cracking a little bit. The girl is sitting right next to me. We're in the bed. We're close. Thank goodness.
So you guys were not like in the
No,
middle
no,
of the
no,
act.
no.
Oh,
But
I thought you guys were definitely in the middle of the act.
no, no. We
Okay.
had a candle lit though, so it
It
looked
was,
like things were gonna happen. She looks at me and she's like, "I'm
I mean,
gonna
there's a
go."
candle lit right now. Things are definitely not about to
No,
happen.
no. Right?
But I
No.
guess 1 in the morning, it's a different setting.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
So the girl is looking right at me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. She was like, I'm just gonna go. And I was like, you don't have to. And she was like, no, I'm scared for my life. As soon as she's walking out the door, Spaghetti E's standing there, like exorcist type, just like thinking I was gonna go chase her or whatever. The girl kind of like goes around her, and Spaghetti E's sitting there like a statue, just like I'm not moving. So I go out into my hallway and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Are we not gonna talk about this?" I was like, "No." So I need you to leave. This is like not good for me. Now definitely mental. We're done. Da da da. She leaves. Long paragraphs the rest of the night from her, like, I can't believe you're doing this. It's like, dude, we're broken up. We're broken up. And she keeps saying, you owe me money for my soup that I got you or whatever. So weird. I end up calling her like 2 days later. She does not want to speak to me because I felt bad,
Clearly. Yeah.
I just try to be like, hey, maybe we can like, try to be friends, whatever. She's not hearing it. 2 months go by. I get a call from my bank.
Oh, there's
I
more.
get a call from my bank. There's more. They're like, hey, we're noticing a lot of weird charges to a GoPuff account and your card's on file. And I was like, I don't even use that. I said, the only person who used it is Spaghetti E.
Spaghetti.
So I started looking at the charges,
Was she
bro.
ordering spaghetti on GoPuff?
No, dude, but she's ordering groceries, she's ordering random foods.
Bro, letting
And
it
I'm
mold in
like,
her room.
bro, what is going on? So I call her and she was like, I mean, it didn't seem like you were bothered by it. It took you 2 months. And I'm like, bro, you spent almost like a
That's
thousand dollars,
fraud.
almost $1,000 on this fucking app. It's like, are you trying to get my attention? She's like, well, I'm just going through a time and you didn't seem like it was bothering you. And I was like, bro, like my bank is asking me who it is so they can like basically charge you with fraud. I was like, just pay me my money back and we can be cool. Um, she did not want to pay me my
Of
money back.
course she didn't.
So I called her dad.
Oh,
I called her dad
you
and I said,
had her dad's number
yeah,
after only
because
1 month of
but
dating?
yeah, because she was going through a very tough time mentally. And
Oh, you guys got serious real
in a
fast.
month,
Sounds like my last
dude.
relationship.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So it's funny now, but so I did not get my money back, and I decided not press like a charge for fraud. It was like $1,000, but in college that was a lot for me.
Hell yeah.
But I didn't want it to get worse because she started going around the school saying Jamal did this, that, and the third, basically trying to be like he played me and all this stuff. It's like I didn't play you. I broke up with you. Then I had another girl in my house a week and a half later. But mind you, dude, we dated for a month.
Yeah.
So it's like I can do what I want. Long story short, that was the end.
Sweet. What did her dad say?
Her dad was like shocked and didn't really want to deal with it. And I
Of course
understood
not.
that. He
Yeah.
basically was like, do what you got to do. I was like, well, I'm not going to do that because then it's going to come back to me like
Yeah.
charging this girl for fraud. And she was pretty popular at our school. So I was like, I'm just going to let it ride.
Bet you nobody knew she had molded spaghetti in her room.
Well, they know now, but they don't know who it is. And it was years ago. She's moved on.
Yeah.
However, dude, when I was dating someone in New York, and this is like 3 or 4 years after.
Wait, we're staying on spaghetti E. Don't give away any additional
No,
stories.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not. But this girl I was dating in New York, she also went to my school. And she came up to New York to visit me, and we were like posting that we were with each other, whatever. This is like 4 years after Spaghetti E. Spaghetti E was following her, and she messages her, be careful with him. He like spread my business to my friends. Like, just, he can be kind of messy. Mind you, this is like 4 years later. Obviously, I've grown. I thought she had grew. The girl was like, what? Why is she sending me this? And I explained to her everything that happened.
A
She was
scorned
like,
woman.
she's super scorned. But I'm like, bro, we dated for a month, you know? And that was really the last time I heard of Spaghetti E. I was gonna message her and be like, why are you still talking about me? But just left it alone, charged to the game.
Better to let all that settle down.
Yeah, but that is my Spaghetti E story.
Huh. So, dating or gaming? Let's see. I like on first impression, I would say that you were like seriously dating her
Yeah.
because like who gets serious with somebody who like has moldy spaghetti in their room and like
No, the floors were moldy. The
well
spaghetti was
whatever.
old.
It's all like disgusting in my opinion, but like litter box, spaghetti, mold, the whole nine, like a guy's not gonna wife you and like actually get in a relationship with you and take your cat in if he doesn't really like
Dude,
fuck
I
with you the
really
long
liked
way.
her. I had a mean
Yeah.
crush on
So
her.
like the moral of the story of this is like you just got to be hot. Like you get whatever you want. But I
She had a
guess
decent.
it wasn't enough because like it's like the level of crazy, right? Like there's like that I've seen it on Instagram where they're like she's got to be like if she's like a 10 crazy, she's got to be like a 20 hot. Like there's like levels to
I
this.
feel like I
So
usually go for crazy. That was just one example.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
But do you think I'm
You
kind of crazy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy begets crazy. So but then like I don't know, like you the only thing that I would say maybe you did wrong there is like, but again, you said like, oh, I was 21. It's like you don't sleep with someone after you break up with them because it sends like the
It's
mixed
very true.
signals.
It's
I
very
tell you this
true.
all the time. Like, we don't go fishing in the trash, Jamal. Like,
Yeah.
once it's in the trash, it stays there. We're not dumpster divers.
Well, back then, I was diving.
Um,
So
I'm
dating or
curious.
gaming?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with dating on that one. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with dating and not gaming on
Do you
that
think
one.
she was gaming?
I don't. I think she was serious because like
Yeah.
bringing you soup at like 1 in the morning because you're sick, like she cared about you for
Or was
sure.
she like trying to spy on me?
I mean, that's a possibility too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that. But like were you showing signs or was she showing signs of like one, you not being trustworthy and two,
We were
her
broken
like,
up.
oh, so yeah, that could have very much been it. And like if she was already showing crazy, then I wouldn't put it past her at all.
Yeah, there's a lot that I did not put in this story out of respect to her because I do respect you if you're listening.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti E. I just like we were young. It was way too fast. Like you should not start dating someone 2 times after meeting them. Like, yeah, I'm serious with you. But when you're 21, 20, it's like,
I just did that at 35, so watch what you say.
yeah, well, you fall quick.
I
You
do.
fall quick.
But it takes me so long to get there. And it's like weird. Like I fall quick, but like it takes me a really long time to figure out I like somebody. But
Yeah.
like once I figure it out, game over.
All right, done with my story for the
Oh
day.
man.
Let's tap into good old Victoria's little naughty list.
Naughty.
Yeah.
I'm a good girl.
All right. I want to pick. What's going on with Mr. Square? I already have an assumption that he's boring, but you wrote him in here for a reason. Let's talk about it.
Mr. Square. This is like actually a really recent story, so it's fresh in my
Okay.
head. So, Mr. Square was actually, in a way, it was almost like a blind date. It's really weird.
You
So,
love
like,
those.
no, well, I've never had a blind date. It was like so crazy. So,
I was almost one.
my girlfriend, she lives in downtown San Diego, like East Village area. She just moved into like a new skyrise. And she's like in the lobby and runs into this guy. And like before I know it, I'm getting a text from her and she's like, I just met a guy for you. I'm like, huh?
Okay.
And she was like, so obviously we got on the phone. And I was like, what do you mean? Tell me more. And she's like, well, he's really cute. She's like, but I don't know, like he just seems like he's your type. And I'm like, why does he seem like he's my type? She's like, well, for one, he had on dress shoes.
That's it.
She goes, and we exchanged numbers, and he was like basically asking to take me out, but like he used full sentences. So a little bit of background.
What is her?
Me
What is
and
her
me
type?
and my friend were like 7 years apart.
Okay.
Or is it 7 years apart or 9 years apart? It's one or the other, like, but there's a big age gap. So like
Oh, Teddy.
this guy was in his like young 40s. So like perfect age for me at almost 36 because I want someone serious. But like her
Let's
being in
clap for
like,
how she's looking, by the way, y'all.
thank you.
Shit.
Thank you. Birthday's on Tuesday next week. So
Ooh.
in less than a week. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Like when I was in my mid 20s, I didn't want to date somebody in their 40s. So she is like, I'm gonna throw them your way, sis. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, thanks for the alley oop, you know. But I'm like, I'm also not gonna go on like a blind date because like I'm not the type to go on, Love is Blind. It's just not my jam. I do believe that like there needs to be,
How are you gonna meet somebody?
well, like I
You don't
think,
even go out. You don't do anything.
okay, like am I telling the story or are you like criticizing
My fault.
me? I'm just waiting for like Prince Charming to come knock on my door randomly. I don't know. But yeah, so like I was like, I want to see what he looks like. And she's like, I don't know. Like he had a very unique name. Mr. Square had a very unique name. So
Ah,
she's like,
I
we
wouldn't
were
know it.
we were able to Google him. And so I was
Ooh.
able to see what he looked like. And I was like, okay, yeah, he's handsome. I could see it. Like, it's kind of my type. So I kind of knew going into it, like what he looked like. But then obviously she gave him my number. She sent him a picture of me. He's like, yes, I'm definitely interested. I'd love to take her out. And so we went out on our first date like the next day. So I think this was like Friday night. Yeah, it was a Friday night that like she had gave him my info, and then Saturday night we went out for our first date. And he did end up like FaceTiming me ahead of time. Did he FaceTime me or call me? I can't remember if it was a
Was it
call.
scheduled?
Yeah, it was scheduled. He I think he called me. I don't think he FaceTimed me. I think he called me. Yeah, he called me because he was too old school for FaceTime. That's right. It's like wasn't his jam.
Wow. The age is
Mr.
showing.
Mr. Square. Oh, it gets better.
Ugh.
So we go out on the first date, and um, originally he wanted to take me to like a speakeasy, but I guess like it was too late to make reservations. And then I had suggested a new place in Little Italy and similar situation, like too late to get reservations. So then I just made a recommendation because like he was like newer to San Diego or this area at least. And I was like,
His old
well,
ass didn't know how to work a phone, sounds like.
right? So I was like, I guess we could just like go to Born and Raised, like just grab a drink there. Like normally it's just always easy to just go to the bar there. Well, apparently we get there, you can't even just go into the bar anymore. Like you need a
No.
reservation there too. So long story short, it ended up working that the newer place in Little Italy, we were able to get in. I knew somebody. It worked out. And so
Okay. It's popular.
I know this Italian community in
Ugh.
San Diego is very small. We all got each other's back. But
Not the accent coming out.
you know, and so the first date went like well. Like we're sitting there, we're talking, like he's very intelligent, the conversation's flowing. My friend's giving us a hard time, the one who owns the restaurant. So this particular bar, it's called Lala's, and it's in Teddy, come here. It's called Lala's, and it's in Little Italy. They actually have these fun like dating books on the bar, and like
Okay.
you can like ask each other questions and like get the things going. We had a couple cocktails at this point, and my friends like egging us on, and so it's getting fun. And then I think I got a little tipsy. I think it was like 3 espresso martinis in, and that's a lot for me because I'm a
Yeah,
lightweight.
you are lightweight.
And we
Take me
and
home.
we ended up kissing
Ooh, wait, the second date?
the first date,
Okay.
which is so not like me.
No.
Right. But I was feeling it. Like the vibe was there. I was just like, I'm going to go with them, going with the flow. And so when we're like
Was it
walking,
like a kiss or was it like a it's not one of
like a
those?
what?
You know, like a
There was some tongue. There was some tongue action.
Ooh.
Yeah, like,
I can't even picture you kissing someone.
ew. Well, good that you shouldn't. So he like walked me home afterwards because I live in Little Italy.
Yeah.
And I noticed that he didn't put me on the inside of the street. Like I had to like tell him.
Ooh.
And that's big for me.
Yeah. I
Like
even do that for
like
you.
yeah, you even, and as my friend, like you even
Yeah.
do that. Like I feel like any man who's raised well and like with manners and chivalry, like
Well,
that's
where's he from though?
he's originally I think originally he's from Hawaii.
Yeah, see, I started learning those kind of manners when I was in Virginia, which is like the South. You know, opening the
The
door, putting you
South,
on the
that's East
inside.
Coast.
No,
But it's like I
Virginia's the
guess like
capital of the Confederacy. Where I live, Richmond, capital of the Confederacy. Like
okay.
yeehaw, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
plantations,
Yeah. Well,
tobacco.
at least you learned it. But I mean, that was like the first thing that I like kind of paid attention to. I was like, I don't know about that. But then he was like really like needy in the sense of like,
Like a woman?
which I'm not like used to that by a man. Like normally I'm the one like, when am I gonna see you next, you know? And he was like, can I see you tomorrow?
It's a good thing.
And I was like, yeah, I was like, okay, like, yeah,
Is that bad? Is that
no, it wasn't bad. So the other thing that I forgot to mention that was like kind of a red flag, and this was new for me too. He was separated.
what does that mean?
He was technically still married, but separated.
You know what that means. It's about to get real.
Yeah. So,
Separated? You did how did you not say this from the beginning?
well,
He
because
doesn't sound very square.
I found out on the date. So no, because he
Oh, he
offered
told you.
he offered the information up. He's like, listen, this is the situation. But he wasn't just separated. This was his second marriage. So he was already
How old was
divorced.
he?
He was in his young 40s. I'm going to say the exact age.
2 divorces?
Yeah, and he had 2 kids, which kids for me.
You knew about these kids?
I found this out on the first date.
And you still with him?
Yeah.
That's not like you.
But the
He
reason
must have had some money. He did, didn't he? Yup, they always got money. I got kids, but I got some guap.
Yeah, and I think
Women.
that's why I look past it, honestly, because I have a
Ugh.
rule. I do, you know that I don't mess with
Did you
guys
ask
with
how much
kids.
money he had?
I'm gonna get to that. I didn't ask. He offered all of this information
Ew.
up.
See, that's ugly though.
I know. So then anyway, the second date, we go on the second date and he wants to take me to a movie, but he has the kids that day. So he's like, I don't
Uh-oh.
really have
Little family
time.
trip.
No. He's like, I don't have time to like look up movie times. Like, so I volunteered to like
I could
help.
do
I
it
was
right
like,
now.
I'm like, I can look up the movie times. I'll pick the movie, whatever. So he was grateful for me doing that. Of course, he paid for the movie and everything, but he picks me up. So remember, he walked me home the night before because I had met him there.
Yeah.
So when he picks me up, he gets there in a Subaru
Okay, it means he's it doesn't mean he doesn't have money.
with
Subarus are nice
with
cars.
two with two baby seats in the back.
Well, he has children. You
And
knew
I
that.
told him I was coming dressed comfy, casual, cute.
How do you dress?
What does comfy, casual, cute mean to you?
Like maybe some leggings for a girl, like some leggings and a sweater, kind of like you are now.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like you know what that means. But Mr. Square didn't know what that means.
What do you dress up like? You have a suit on?
Not that far. He dressed up like he was like about to go to Thanksgiving dinner. Like he had on like a sweater and
Okay.
like jeans with no rips in them and like dress sneakers.
I don't even like ripped jeans, so I'm not mad at his outfit. He's comfy in
No, I
jeans.
was mad. I was mad at his outfit. I felt, and I was like, I feel like I'm out with my dad right now.
What? Well, you
It,
basically were. How much older
I
was he?
know that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
no, he couldn't have been my. Well, maybe he could have been my dad, but
Well, he's also a
no.
father.
Yeah,
So,
but it felt weird. So then
did he have the New Balance sneakers on?
no, they were like dress sneakers. I don't know what they
I don't even know
were,
what that
but
means.
so we were like watching the movie, and at first he said he wanted to take me to a dinner and a movie. So like I picked Sinopolis, so I'm thinking we can have dinner,
What the
right?
hell is that?
Sinopolis is that like movie theater where you can like order food, order drinks, lay
Oh,
down, like
okay,
the
like a
reclining.
bistro
Yeah,
movie. Okay.
yeah.
Shits are
And so
expensive. I don't like
as soon
those.
as well, remember he was all like stunting and fronting to me about how much money he made.
Pulling up in his little
He
Subaru.
was an attorney, and so
Oh
like
my God.
there's one job I can't like release because it'll give away his identity, but there was like a very high profile job that he had,
Wow,
and
sounds like
then he was
Batman.
like a partner at a law firm, and then he became general counsel for like another big like corporation. So like these were really big time jobs, and he had told me the story behind his separation and divorce, which the whole story behind that was he was making like 1.2 mil when he was a partner at a law firm in DC, and then when he moved here and he became general counsel for this big corporation, he was making $800,000. So I'm like, he's making bank, you
Yeah.
know? It's like, but he offered this information up. I didn't ask for it. And
You give off this vibe of like, I need to tell you how much money I make.
he is the first guy that ever told me how much
That's
money he
so
makes.
cap. You're
I'm
lying.
I'm not lying.
You're
He's the first
lying.
guy that told me
Oh,
how
the
much.
first, but now other guys do it, right?
No, that this was recent. I
You're
swear to God.
so full of it. There's no
No,
way.
guys, they might like try to act like they have money, but they've
Uh,
never like told me how much money they actually make.
I don't even think that's not a good thing, right?
We're getting off topic. So he makes 800,000. And so we're sitting at the movie theater now, and we sit down, and the first thing he says is, I think I want dessert. Now I feel bad because I'm like, well, I thought we were having dinner.
Oh, what kind of dessert?
But like I didn't know he wanted to order dessert on the menu.
Like, I want some dessert.
No, he wasn't saying that. He wanted like
Oh,
he literally ordered 3 cookies.
okay. What's wrong with that?
So well, because now I felt bad. Like I wanted to order an entree, but I felt bad. Like, oh well, if he's not gonna eat, I'm not gonna eat. So I order an appetizer. So
Bro.
this is relevant. I'm trying to get through the story, Jamal. So basically I wanted something savory. So I ended up ordering like chips and dip, whatever. And then the movie ends and I go back home. He says he wants to see me the next day again. But we're like gonna go for a workout, basically. So like we go to the gym together
Okay.
and we're like members at the same gym, but he's a member at another location. So he had to pay in order to like come to mine. But like at first he was like, yeah, I want to start being gym buddies together. We could start going all the time. And then he kind of reneged on that and was saying, well, the reason why I joined when I did at my gym is because I got like a deal. And it's like things that where I'm like, if you're making $800,000 a year, why does it matter if you're paying like an additional 30, $40 a month?
You're wrong for that one, but go ahead.
Save your commentary. So that was kind of awkward. And then we ended up seeing each other. I think I took like a day break. So that was like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then like a day break. And then on Wednesday, we went to a networking event together. So I brought him with me to a networking event that I always go to. And I thought, I'm like, in this situation, it's probably going to be one that I would look at him differently because like he presents very well. Like he's an attorney and
Yeah.
like, it's like that's his jam. And so I was like looking at him like in a better light where I was like into him. And I asked him to make reservations for dinner after.
Yeah.
And I completely was like hands off with it. I'm like, I'm not going to try to control it. I'm going to let him lead. And so he made reservations at Petrini's.
Sounds expensive.
It's the opposite.
Oh, what?
Petrini's is the place that I order DoorDash when I want eggplant parm. Like I could walk in Petrini's like this in sweats. Like Petrini's is not
Oh,
the
so you
place
wanted a
that you
nice place?
it's not necessarily that it needed to be a nice place. It just needed to showcase effort. Like it could have been like I feel like Cheesecake Factory would have been nicer than Petrini's. Like
I've never been there.
it just doesn't seem like it's like he just will figure it out any place that we was like pulled it up and just like selected and didn't
Was it
even
close
care.
to your house?
Yeah, this gets even better. So when I picked him up, because I picked him up
What?
for the networking event because it made more sense. We're going to the networking event together,
I never thought
and
you would do that.
I picked him up. He gets
Wow.
in my car and he was like, "Oh, you're listening to 20-year-old music," and I was like, "It was Chris Brown on the radio." I
Oh,
was like, "20-year-old music." And I'm like, "You don't listen to Chris Brown?" Like he did not
what's he
listen.
listen to? Beethoven?
So when I had gotten in his car in the Subaru, like 90s R&B was playing, which I like, but it's like very much
Is he
like
black?
he was half black.
He was?
He is half
Oh,
black.
okay.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened?
He's half black. I don't want to give away too much about
Okay,
like the way he
gotcha.
looks. But yeah, he's half black. I mean, we know I have a type. Um
It's crazy. Okay, go ahead.
so he said that about like my music and I was like, so we don't have and like at one point I had made a comment just in like talking, you're on dates and like things come up and I made a comment
Yeah,
about like gray sweatpants.
yeah.
He didn't know the gray sweatpants reference.
Like the
Yeah.
oh, well,
He had no idea what that meant.
he
And I'm
literally could
like,
be your father. So
and then like when I said something like, what are those? Like he had no idea what that meant. Like it was completely over his head. And like just the way like yes, I'm 36, but like I sometimes talk Gen Z. Like I'd be like, I love that for you. Like I
yeah,
no, like he literally when he arrived to pick me up, that's what he texted me. He's like, I have arrived. Not I'm here or I'm downstairs. It's I have arrived.
Did he
Like,
open the door for you?
um, I don't think so. He opened the door for me when like if we were walking up to the car.
Oh, okay.
But like not like getting out of the car to
Oh
like
no, you gotta get out the car.
I know. So remember, he didn't have like these chivalrous things about him, like
Yeah.
which are like, things that I want. So at this point, after Petrini's, like, so actually we're at Petrini's and I order my usual that I normally get DoorDash, and
Eggplant
it,
parm.
and it was a while since I'd eaten there. They changed the recipe, and what came out was terrible.
Oof.
It was bland. It had no flavor. The presentation was like it was
It
so
was
bad.
bland like your man.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was bland.
Bland like your man.
That was good.
Thank you. He sounds square. Mr. Square.
Very square. So, and he ordered a pizza. Like this is what kind of place it was. Like he had a pizza, so I sent mine back because like I just wasn't eating, and they
You're one
felt
of them.
the waiter came over and was like, looking why I wasn't eating. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just not enjoying it. He's like, no, I totally understand. Like, we had change in management. Like, is there anything else I can get you? They were really apologetic about it.
Yeah.
But there was nothing else that I wanted. Like, that wasn't the taste that I had, So he offered me like, do you want a slice of my pizza? And I'm like, no, thanks. Like, but
Why?
I just didn't want it. And so like he's sitting there eating, but like afterwards he didn't offer like, hey, can I get you a slice of pizza? Or can I get you something else? Like nothing. Like
He
so
offered you pizza, dude.
well, he offered the pizza that he was eating, but like afterwards, like to hey, do you want to go across the street and get something else? Or like he sent me home hungry. And at one point, like he even said, because he asked me, he's like, well, what are you gonna eat? And I was like, it's fine. Like I have leftovers at home that I made last night. He's like, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking.
What do you say?
I was like, just say it. You already said that. And he is like, well, why didn't we just eat that?
Why not?
Excuse me, sir? You think that after just 2 dates, I'm going to invite you over to my house and eat leftover linguine? Like, what?
It's
And
romantic, right?
no.
Oh.
And I'm just like, it was a wild like statement for him to even say that to me. I was like, this is not giving. I'm a grown ass man who wants to court you and making $800,000 a year since you wanted to offer up that information.
Yeah.
True,
True.
So anyway, remember I was driving. So we go back to the car, and because he picked a restaurant right next to my house, I literally could have just walked to my house, like from where the restaurant was. But he goes to me, he says, "You're not going to make me Uber home, are you?" I was like, no, of course not. I'll drive you home. I took him back to East Village and
Oh
dropped
my
his ass
gosh.
off. And I was just so over it at that point because I'm like, not only did I go home hungry, you basically offended me with my music. You didn't even pay for my dinner because they took it off the bill. I picked you up, I dropped you off. Like, do you want me to bend you over too? Like, what the fuck?
No way. This man East Village just for like maybe a $10 Uber, if that's.
And the guy's making 800,000.
Mr. 800,000 cap. You're lying.
Wait, it gets better. So then I was ready to cut it off after that. I was like done. I was like, I either it was either that night or the next day we got on the phone and I was like, listen, like I've enjoyed getting to know you, but like I just think that we have very different interests. Like
Oof.
I don't think that like I'm like I want to be able to have fun with the person I'm dating. And like we have great conversation and it's intellectual, but like you don't get my music and you don't get my sayings and like we just seem to have like different interests and like
We all were born in 2 different decades.
yeah, like he was really boring to me, so it's like so he comes back with the rebuttal of you know what, I'm glad that you told me this, communication's everything, like honestly I know I'm kind of like very very like what is the word he used to describe himself?
Simple.
No, it was like almost not stuck up. I'm trying to think of the word that he was using, but it's like he knows like he's like I know I'm like kind of stuck in my ways. He's like, and I do like to date a woman who gets me out of that. He's like, and I want to have more fun. He was like, I was planning on going to London soon for work. And of course, I was going to invite you and I would pay for
It's been like
everything.
2 dates.
And I'm like, okay, now maybe like we're getting somewhere because I'm like, because what I said, this is what I said.
Nah, you're fucked up for
No,
that
because this is
one.
what I said. Because I was like, when I explained to him about the Patrinis thing, I was like, I appreciated you making the reservations, but like, I'm not a big foodie. Like, I don't eat a lot. Like, for me, if I'm gonna go out with my significant other, I want it to be an experience. Like, it's
Yeah.
about the ambiance. So it's the idea for me is like you're picking a place with the idea in mind that like this is gonna be a romantic setting. When you bring me into a Patrini's and we're dressed up for a networking event and I'm in heels and a dress, I feel uncomfortable in that situation. And it's not the fact that you brought me to Patrini's. Like if we were at home sitting on the couch and we're like, let's go grab a bite and we walk over to Patrini's, that's fine. But it's like, it's the context and like the fact that I needed to explain that to him. So once I broke all this down, he was like, no, like I like I want to do those things with you. I see what you're saying. I want to create like an experience. I was thinking about inviting you to London when I go and all this stuff. So now in my head, I'm like, okay, let me give it one more chance.
Oh my, you're
Dummy.
so
I'm like, let me
fake.
give it one more chance. So
Invite a girl to London and change her mind.
so he tells me, let me make it up to you. Let's go to dinner on Friday. So this was like Wednesday was a networking event. Thursday was like a day off where we have that conversation. Now Friday is like the makeup dinner date. So a couple hours before we're supposed to go to dinner, I'm like, hey, so where'd you make reservations? Like, what's the plan for tonight? So I know how to dress. He's like, I was thinking that we'll go to Morton's. He's like 8:30. I'm like, okay, steakhouse, nicer, you know? He's like, but since it's 8:30, he's like, it's gonna be a little too late for dinner. We could just get dessert.
What is up
Again
with
with the
this
dessert.
man?
Exactly. What's up with this man and dessert?
What the
He's trying to
fuck?
be cheap. He doesn't want to buy a full dinner.
Not a steak. Take you to a steakhouse and get
So
dessert.
I said to him like this, I was like, I totally understand if that's too late for you for dinner. And if you've been out of the dating game for a while, I was like, but 8:30 is prime time date night. Like and
His old ass.
I said, so as long as it's okay with you, like I fully intend on ordering an entree. I was like, but let me know if that's okay. And he was like, it's okay this time. He was like, but I'm really trying to scale back on the fancy dinners.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me, scale back to -1 from 0 because you didn't even pay for my meal at Patrini's. Like
Yeah.
what? And all in our first date, we had drinks. All we had was drinks. So I'm like, what do you mean scale back? And why are you scaling back if you're making $800,000 a year? Like, help me to make sense of this. So I said to him, I was like, you know what? I was like, it's okay. I'd rather not go on the date tonight. Thank you anyway.
Wow.
I canceled because I was like, I'm not going to waste his money or time. Like, I already see this is not in alignment. So, this last line seals the deal. He says to me, it's okay. Because I said to him, I was like, I'd love to still be in your life as a friend, to be there to support you, like through, your separation. Like, I'm here as a friend if you ever want to talk. What I was
Ugh.
just trying to be nice, right?
Uh-uh.
And he goes to me, it has nothing to do with my separation. He was like, even if it wasn't being separated, he's like, the gulf is too wide.
What does that mean? The fuck does that mean?
The gulf is too wide. I think it means I didn't care to ask. I think it means like my interests and his interests
Do
are
not
so
align.
yeah,
The goal.
which
Oh,
is what I
okay.
was trying to
What an
say.
old ass thing to say.
He says the gulf is too wide.
And you already said that to him.
Yeah, so he was
But
just
then he
reiter.
flexed London on you, and you said, you know what? Maybe I give him another shot.
I mean, London sounded
But
pretty
sorry, babe.
nice.
The golf is too wide. I might write that one down. I like that.
Don't use
The
that.
golf is too wide, sweetheart. We're done. I like that.
Dating or gaming?
Him, him. I will say he was trying to date you. Kind of giving game, dude. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry, bro. You lost me when you said I was pretty much done, but then he offered London. Then I'm like, I don't know if I
Like he
heard
was the
that.
one that was flexing from the beginning, talking about how much money he made and all that, and then
He's
he's
a
trying to be
frugal. You can't
cheap.
be with a frugal man.
I
He's cheap.
can't. Honestly, I don't even need a rich guy. I just need a generous guy.
Yeah, he was not trying to be generous.
He wasn't
But to be
trying.
fair to him, Mr. Square, he was square. Golf is too wide. Nuts.
I can't be with a
He's
square.
cheap. I don't know if he actually makes that much money.
I think he does because I was able to fact check that he works where he does, and the
Okay.
salary aligns with the
See,
position he
man,
has.
these girls are wicked. They're literally checking where
We have
you
to
work.
because guys lie
Yeah. Do you ever
all the
meet his kids?
time. No, it was way
Wow.
too soon. We only went out on
Who
like
had
3
the
dates.
children?
Well, his ex-wife,
It's crazy. You know what?
or
Honestly,
soon to be
there's
ex-wife.
a lot of red flags.
Oh, and I forgot to say, when we were at the gym, he tried to kiss me. And I was like, and he was
Ugh.
so offended.
All
And
sweaty.
I was like, we can't do that here. I said, you're still married.
I can't kiss a girl at the gym. My
Well, did
upper
you hear
lip.
what I said? I'm like, you're still married. Like,
Okay, but you already made out with them the first date.
yeah, but at the gym where I know people and like people, it's like daylight and all this stuff. Like,
Well, you shouldn't have kissed them the first time then.
don't
See,
tell me what to do. You went into the girl's house on the first freaking night.
I was 21.
And you don't think you wouldn't do that in today's day and age? Get out of
Nah, I
here.
wouldn't. I would not.
Cap.
This isn't about me.
Cap.
This isn't about me. This is about your situation.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I think you had good intentions,
I
right?
always have good
But
intentions. I normally wouldn't want to date a guy who was as old as he was, or that was married, or had kids. You know, or I don't want to say married. He's separated. I would never date a
yeah,
married guy.
I'm gonna chalk this up. Actually, I'm gonna switch. I think y'all were both trying to date, but the gulf was too wide. So,
Way too wide.
um,
And the bulge in the sweatpants probably wouldn't have matched. I'm just saying.
be like that. I'm not gonna show y'all mine. I don't want to make anyone jealous. Anyway,
Tell us, were they dating us or gaming us? We're bringing it back to you now.
all right, guys. Spaghetti E and Mr. Square, you guys are off the list. We mean well here. We're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. Victoria is very honest,
Brutally.
brutally, and a talker, as we can see today. And
I mean, you did your talking too.
yeah, hey, we're not gonna fight right now. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Guys, we'll be back every other week. Tune in, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Peace out.
Lots of love and sparkle.